Most businesses fail because the entrepreneur starts out backwards. He first invests incredible effort in a product and only then starts finding out whether the product will sell. He assumes that if you have a great product, it will sell. But, in truth, sales are extremely hard to come by. The number of people who can produce a quality product is overwhelming compared to those who know how to sell, says Ben. That is also why we, content creators, are often advised to build an audience first, because it takes time to provide value and gather trust with your audience, which is so essential for the selling part, which is extra hard. For example, the author of Content Inc., Joe Pulizzi, presents monetization as the sixth and last step of the content creation journey. Success factor 1, which is also the most important one, according to Ben, is sales. Every time your business starts to fail, or in our case, gets delayed in taking off, one of these 12 factors is almost certainly the reason. At least in Ben's 21 years in business, it always was. Now, some of these are only relevant after product launch, in my opinion. So for those of you who didn't launch yet, I marked them as such in the FILLABLE companion workbook that you can download below. All of these principles also require periodical review, which Ben does every half year. So even if you have somewhat established them, please make a mental note of them as just partially handled. Without further ado, they are 1. A written business constitution. 2. Goals and objectives. 3. Effective human resources. 4. Effective systems, as described in the IMIT Revisited summary, minutes 453 to 551. 5. Effective customer relations. 6. Enforced deadlines. 7. Predicting financial status on a monthly basis. 8. An effective revenue generating system, including marketable products, effective promotions, finding quality prospects, and media to reach prospects. 9. Equipment. 10. Building facilities. 11. Inventory material systems, meaning warehousing or stock, I assume. 12. Security against criminal government and competition, meaning mostly legal, I assume. Success factor 2 is the 12 key components of a business. In contrast to the 12 key factors, which you want to make sure function well, there are 9 business killers you want to avoid. Note, if you still have no income, I would suggest not to focus on them too much, because they mostly seem to be relevant when you do have income. Just keep them in the back of your mind and possibly review once you've got some profit. Alright, the 9 killers go by the acronym TRICCLIRS, and they are taxes. Those can easily swallow 60% of your revenue. Rent. Rent is a constant, whether you have sales or not. So don't rent a too big office space. Interest. Before taking a loan, make sure you have enough profit to cover its interest. Criminals. Employees that steal, government that bribes, suppliers that overbill for goods not yet shipped, etc. Costs. When dealing with 100,000 mails, a few pennies per mail can make the difference between loss and gain. If you don't fully know your costs, they can easily shut you down. Legal. Legal expenditures and lawsuits. Inventory. If your inventory is low, you may need to refund orders. In contrast, If overstocked, you may lack money for promotions. Keep it balanced. Receivables. Collect money from those who owe you aggressively. Do not alienate customers though. It's a balancing act. Sales. No sales, no income. You should always watch sales. Success factor 3 is the 9 leading killers of business. TRICCLIRS. Just as TRICCLIRS, these are more relevant after launching a product. So I present them in very general terms and suggest you just proof listen. Then, if something is unclear, let it go. I'll elaborate in the next videos, if I'll find something worth mentioning, that is. 1. Profit consists of total sales minus the total costs of the business. 2. Total dollars from sales are determined by principles 3 to 6. 3. Demand consists of the need for the product, the perceived value of the product, etc. 4. Promotion effectiveness is determined by its attention-grabbing power, etc. 5. Prospective customer quality is determined by how recently he bought, etc. 6. The media efficiency on which you promote is determined by cost per exposure. And you guessed it, etc. 7. The sales generation system's profitability is a part of the general profitability. We'll elaborate later if relevant. 8. Predicting future sales amount can be done very early in the campaign. 9. In direct marketing and business, people are divided into 3 groups: non-prospects, prospects, and respondents. For example, buyers or inquirers. 10. The more someone bought from you in the past, the more chance he will again. Success factor 4 is the 10 basic principles of the net profit generation system. Now, as a final gift, I made a quick 1.5-page fillable workbook with 4 exercises to help you learn through action. You may find it in the description. Let me know how it went, will ya? Thank you very much for being here to improve yourself. Stay awesome and bye-bye.